Air-Raid Zona. Where the fuck is it? Says all the NFL fans. Well, let me tell you. This season is completely scripted. As a matter of fact, the coach, it is not really meant for this coach to reveal the whole playbook. Kingsbury is purposely missing guys early on in the season. It is scripted and synced up for Arizona to be 2-2 right now because the last Super Bowl was played on February the 2nd, 2-2. It was a moment in time which saw Andy Reid win his 220th playoff game, as a matter of fact. Arizona is going to be 6-2. When I go to the Arizona Cardinals schedule, they will be 6-2 right after they face off against the Seahawks, which I am going to predict is going to fall on the NFL's Fox Game of the Week in the afternoon cap. The Cardinals win their first game at home against the Seahawks for the first time in 9 years since the 2011 season. October 10, 1-0, add up the 1, 25-7. Well, the math is off right there. This is actually a 12-3 day in numerology, but I'll have to show you geometrically why Pete Carroll's going to lose. So in the prior video, I already covered this. Kliff Kingsbury made his NFL quarterbacking debut against the Jets. The game at East Meadowlands is going to be the game that is going to see the air raid offense take out, meaning that they're finally going to throw downfield. They're just not going to settle for these bullshit 2-yard losses, 3-yard screen passes. This is going to take off. This is really the script of the NFL season. Air raid offense has gematria of 76. It is Kyler Cole Murray that has gematria of 76. It is East Rutherford, New Jersey, where the Jets play at, that has gematria of 76. This is when Kyler Murray is going to finally break out. For Coach Adam Gase, he is going to lose his 39th regular season game in his career to Arizona. It's Arizona, it's New York, it's Meadowlands, which would see the Cardinals finally break out to begin a journey winning in the NFL. And as previously discussed, the Texas natives, Baker Mayfield and Myles Garrett, came back, dominated the Cowboys. We're going to see another homecoming for two Texas natives. Kliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray on Monday Night Football are going to defeat the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas is going to beat the Giants. The Cowboys are going to be 2-4. They're going to be 2-4 after Arizona plays the Jets. It's Glendale, Arizona that has gematria 42. The Cardinals are going to be 2-4. But I know what you're going to say. Oh, the Cardinals are going to be 3-3 because Glendale's 33 and Kyler Murray has gematria 33. So the Cowboys got to win, right? No, the Cowboys are going to lose on primetime again. Again. They're going to lose. Which leads us to Pete Carroll. The Seahawks at 5-0 are going to lose the first game of the season to Kyler Murray. The Seahawks are going to be 5-1. Tampa has gematria 51. DeAndre Hopkins, 51. Owner Michael Bidwell in the Cardinals' 33rd season for the Jesuit Freemason Catholic owners of the Cardinals. The Cardinals has gematria 51. The Seahawks are at 5-1. Kyler Murray is a 5 life path. August 7, 15. 1997, 26-8, 15-8, 23, 23 is 5. After 5 wins, the Seahawks lose to the Cardinals. This is numerology. Mike McCarthy loses his 87th game to the team from Glendale, Arizona. His 79th regular season game to the team making it to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay has gematria 79. Texas, where the Cardinals going to win on prime time to embark on a journey to Tampa. Kyler Murray, August 7th, is even 15. Pete Carroll, in his coaching career, is going to win his 105th game. Then he is going to lose his 60th regular season game with the Seahawks over at Glendale. Glendale has too much of 60. It's Texas Tech, where Kliff Kingsbury is from. It's the Sooners, where Kyler Murray played college football at. This is how you know the Seahawks are going to lose to the Cardinals. The Cardinals are at 5-2. Super Bowl 52 was the last time that an NFC team won the Super Bowl. The Eagles were the last NFC team to win the Super Bowl. The Cardinals won the 1947 NFL Championship over the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, why is this run happening after facing off against Carolina? Carolina was the opponent that defeated Arizona during the 2015 NFC Championship game. Kliff Kingsbury made his quarterback debut against the Jets. He was a 6th-round pick like Tom Brady. Kliff Kingsbury was a 3rd-string quarterback on the New England Patriots. Kliff Kingsbury won his Super Bowl ring with the New England Patriots over at Houston. Houston is where the Cardinals got DeAndre Hopkins in a trade. George Floyd died at Minneapolis, the birthplace of Larry Fitzgerald. This ring at Houston ties into the George Floyd Black Lives Matter narrative for Larry Fitzgerald in Houston born George Floyd, connecting to Houston's DeAndre Hopkins going to the Arizona Cardinals. February the 1st was the date of the previous Super Bowl. This Super Bowl run would begin after Carolina. This is what that represents. This is what his Super Bowl ring against Carolina represents. This is what the loss to Carolina represents, is that this all begins against the New York Jets. Arizona is at 6-2 after beating the Miami Dolphins, which they would probably lose to the Bills, possibly, because Buffalo has too much of 63, so not looking good, possibly, for Arizona against Buffalo, and then Arizona will probably beat the Seahawks, or the inverse happens, where Arizona defeats the Buffalo Bills, but loses on prime time to the Seahawks. Now, the last time the Cardinals made it to the Super Bowl, 2008, here is further evidence that the plan was for the Pittsburgh Steelers to win during that NFL season. The Cardinals are going to be 7-3 this year. They started 7-3 in the year that they made it to the Super Bowl. They lost the conference championship game to Carolina in 2015. This Super Bowl run is going to begin right after Carolina, because Carolina has too much of 73. 73 years from 1947, winning the NFL championship is 2020. 74 years later in 2021, this is when Arizona's going to win the Super Bowl. So 73 years later, without 5 guys in the secondary, they get Buda Baker and these guys back in the secondary. This is when the Cardinals are going to take off. Larry is 74, Messiah is 74, and Mahomes should make it back to the Super Bowl. Larry Fitzgerald, the Messiah figure on Arizona. Arizona starts 6-2. Shock the world, the phrase from 2008. Shock the world as to match of 62. It is George Floyd. Floyd has to match of 62. It's Cardinal that has to match of 62. It is the Freemasons in the 33rd season, Arizona. Mason has to match of 62. Kliff Kingsbury threw for 17 passing yards. This is how you know Arizona is going to be 6-2, and we see the birth of Air-Raid Zona, having gematria of 62. It's very clear that the Cardinals are going to start 6-2 for a winning percentage of 75. Arizona Cardinals has gematria of 75. They were 2-2 after facing off against the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers has gematria of 75. Funny now, it's Seahawks edge to March of 87-24. Right after the Monday night game, Dallas is going to be 2-4. Arizona would be facing off against the Seahawks, and the Seahawks having gematria of Kyler Murray's birthday of August the 7th is proof that he's going to take off against the Seahawks. The NFL, Pete Carroll at 105 wins totally explains the script for Arizona to start out so red hot this year. 6-2 it is, the death of George Floyd. How about Arizona against Tampa Bay in the playoffs? It's Arians that has gematria of 62. This is the last time Arizona was good when they had Bruce Arians. So this is all going to happen. They're going to be 6-2 right before their game against the Buffalo Bills. The NFL wins with a marquee matchup. MVP candidates, Kyle Allen, Kyler Murray. It's all going to happen. 73 years and then 74 years later. At 7-3, this has to do with 73 full seasons without winning the championship. 74 years later, they get the job done with Larry Darnell Fitzgerald.